store, some of these things, trying it on virtually has really failed, I think, in delivering that difference, and not being able to go to a store and see expert help and the hands-on is difficult. And I think that's what this industry has really always been about, is the try it first experience. And AR is, for me, many of the apps just don't work. And so
I think technology for technology's sake is often the downfall of brands, but it really needs to start customer first. What does the customer need to solve? And Thomas, what you mentioned is what really I'm trying to focus on, is how do we diagnose the customer's problem, okay? What is the right color for her? What is the right whatever for her? It has to start with her or him or whomever it is. But I think that's fundamental. There's so many technologies that could be helpful, but sometimes getting to the final output of that technology is where you go wrong. It's the user interface, or it's unapproachable, or it's unclear what the benefit is.
Our concern from our side is, I think sometimes it's not that hard to come up with a strategy and actually execution of the solution itself. The problem is actually the underlying infrastructure, which we are facing with most of these clients. I don't see that that this goes at the same time, right? That the companies itself are ready from an infrastructure point of view and innovate. I don't see that.
I think for the beauty industry, it's a very interesting point, because you can see how people see themselves. It's not that I'm seeing myself in the mirror, but I'm using an avatar to communicate how I maybe see myself. And that's interesting, because that's what makeup artists doing since 100 years, you know, making people more beautiful, to getting the best out of them. And I think using avatars for a technology perspective to see how people want to be is interesting, and maybe the next step next to augmented reality.
But I think the question is, what's the size of the prize? How much can this really catch on and become something that's commercially viable? Where you are as well geographically, because this virtual world is much more appealing in certain cultures than others. So I would suggest maybe that, you know, could be interesting, but it's probably not a priority in many cases.
I think tangible stuff will never go away. We're humans. I think we need that. We use our senses, right? So we need to use our senses. I think that's part of our natural thing. And I think we have to combine this. We have to really make sure that you're not going anymore to a, I don't know, to a Walgreens or whatever, and you buy your shampoo or whatever, but it comes with maybe, oh, you can get your hair analyzed, oh, you can get your skin analyzed, and they will educate you right there, and you can get your beauty ID, which helps you then in the future to shop there and whatever. So I think
statistics show that with augmented reality, if you create one of the destinations in front of a store, the store's sales will rise exponentially. So how do you gamify the in real life experience? And I think that you're going to have time between now and the next time it opens to think about how to do that. And I think that that's going to be a very good way to get people back, and then reward them for being in the store.
I think a lot of companies, and I'm not talking about cosmetic products themselves, are doing a potential testing or demand testing much too late.